Right. Jasmine, it's a pleasure to have you back on the podcast today. How you doing?
Hi, Adam. Lovely to see you again.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's great to connect with you again. And yeah, I just kind of thought I'd kind of start off by, like the kind of topic we had in mind, because I thought we talk about like consistency, because you post a lot of awesome content. You're always kind of doing lives, and you're in personal development and coaching. Yeah, I just think like consistency is important, kind of in all aspects. And yeah, just kind of what do you think about it?
Yeah, no, I think that's a great topic because I think consistency, like yourself, I am consistent as well, and I think that can be quite a hard thing to achieve because it is so easy to give up, isn't it? It's so easy, and even I watch lots of people and they're doing amazing, and then suddenly they disappear, and I don't know, it's really easy to give up. So I guess for me, it's just like I know if I miss like one day or if I miss something, then I lose that momentum and that routine. So I can't. So I just keep going, keep
Yeah,
going, keep going.
yeah, no, definitely. I think that's really great advice, and I think like that's what kind of happens with some people. They like life happens, and I think sometimes if things that are like family, if things are happening in your family, then okay, maybe need to take days off to focus on that,
Sure.
but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but sometimes people kind of lose that kind of thread with it, and they might be posting content quite frequent, and then they may stop. And I think like it can be very difficult to kind of stay consistent, but once you're kind of in that groove, you just kind of build that momentum with it. And do you think people kind of stop doing it because they might be comparing themselves to other people? They might kind of not think that they're progressing in some way. Sometimes people want results straight away.
I think you've nailed it. Yeah, exactly. I definitely think it's very easy to compare yourself to others and see, and obviously you don't know what's going on. It's just what it seems. And maybe they're posting and posting and posting, but yeah, nothing's really happening. Like I said, it's so easy to give up, isn't it? And there are times when I think, oh, what am I doing, sort of thing. But I don't know. I guess I just say to myself, if I don't do this, then what will happen? And it's
Yeah, yeah,
usually, well, then definitely nothing will happen.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
so just keep going and be patient. And it is hard. It is hard.
That's it. And
What?
I think
Yeah.
no, continue. It's fine.
No. And what keeps you going?
Me, what keeps me going? That's a good question. I really like the kind of I really enjoy the process. I really enjoy, making content, putting it together, putting it out there. And I think, trying to help someone. That's kind of, I think, what I think sometimes is like, sometimes you might get a bit of feedback, or you put it out there and you're like, okay, well, hopefully this kind of helps someone in their day,
Yeah.
or if this can
Yeah.
can can help someone. And it feels, I think you get a buzz sometimes when you do make a bit of content or you put something out, and you
Exactly.
kind of makes you want to do it again.
You're right. You're right. It always, once you've done it, even if you maybe don't feel like it one day, but once you've done it, you feel happy that you've done it and that you didn't give up. And you feel happy that maybe that post can help somebody. And normally on those days where you're not feeling that great, with me anyway, when I put a post out, then that's the day where I normally get like a really nice message or something from somebody
Yeah.
saying thank you or something. And then I think, oh yeah, this is why I'm doing this,
Mm.
because you've maybe helped somebody or something.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's really nice way of putting it, and I agree. And I think like sometimes as well, it's kind of part of that process. You're going to have certain days, perhaps, where you don't feel 100%, or you might feel like it's not going anywhere, or or you come up against yourself. I think that happens. That's kind of part of the process. You do kind of come up against yourself sometimes,
Yeah.
and sometimes like with podcasts, sometimes or content, sometimes people look at views or they look at other people's numbers or likes. And I think that for me, that was a big thing for me to kind of overcome, because, you know, I used to think, oh, well, it's only got however many likes, but someone said, like, you know, it's kind of how many, like, you know, it's not about how many you get, it's about who likes it or who comments
Oh,
it.
yeah. And
So
even if it's just one person, even if you help one person anyway, that's enough, isn't it, really? And like you said, it's a process. It's about enjoying the process and not focusing on what am I going to get from this? What's the outcome? All of those things. You've got to enjoy the process, because, and that's what somebody said to me. They said, some people don't like doing the content, do they? I actually like it. Because it's about me expressing myself as well. So I like it. And I feel
yeah,
like I'm growing and becoming more confident the more I do it.
yeah,
I guess it depends the reason why you're putting it out there.
yeah. I think that's what it all kind of comes back to, isn't it? That kind of reason why you're actually doing it.
Yeah.
And I've seen like you kind of grow and shift as well, and I really like your content.
Have you?
Like what you,
Oh, thanks,
yeah,
Adam.
awesome. No, you're doing awesome, and I think like,
Oh, thank you so much. So are you.
no,
So are
no,
you.
you're welcome. Oh, thank you. I try.
Right. You've done so many podcasts. I think you've got I think you're the winner, definitely, with the number of podcasts.
Yeah,
Like 200. How many have you done? Like more than 200?
I've posted just shy of 250, and I've probably got about 30
Amazing.
more that I still need
Amazing.
to put out.
That's consistency,
Yeah. No, thank you.
for
No, I
sure.
really appreciate it. It's difficult, but I mean, I think like it's that momentum, and I'm not really in competition with anyone, if that makes sense.
Yes, it does. I love it. I love it.
And I think that's kind of, if you can get to that place where you can kind of think like that, it becomes a bit more easier. Like, okay, there's other people who are doing podcasts. Um, you know, you might be competing with people in like, you know, the leaderboards, you know, on the global scale, but um I'm not looking at other people's podcasts on Instagram and saying, oh, I need to get more than them. I'm just kind of doing it. And if I do five, I do five. If I do one a day, then okay. And, you know, I think like, you know, with yours as well, like you speak to lots of different people, and, you know, have you learnt, would you say you've learnt about yourself or other people by, you know, seeing what they've been through, what they do?
Yeah, 100%. And that's what some people always say to me, what do you get from doing these lives? You know, do you get clients and stuff like that? And I said, it's not about that, actually. I do it because it keeps me motivated, and
Mm.
you know, like I don't always feel like doing it, but once I've done it, I always feel better because I've always learned something from the other person. It's a great conversation. You connect with more people, and it just keeps you in that
Mm.
mindset of, well, the coaching and, you know, developing personal growth and all of that. So, and I think that's important, isn't it? Because it's so easy to get demotivated, especially with what's going on in the world at the minute.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I think it's that kind of gradual kind of compound, isn't it, over time? You know, I think sometimes you don't even kind of realize you might be learning things or growing. It just kind of,
Yeah.
and I think like staying in that kind of rhythm, isn't it? You know, like, because like a lot of people focus on the news and certain negative things, and you know,
Mm,
to do what do what you do and similar to what I do, um, it's spreading goodness in some way. I think you're putting
definitely.
kind of something positive out there.
Yeah, I love that. No, you're 100% right. I totally agree with you. Totally agree with you. Yeah. Yeah. I would rather be doing that than, yeah, watching the news any day,
Yeah.
you know. So
Do
I think,
you yeah, do you like editing the content? Like what would you say, is there anything that you find hard with it? Like,
I'm not too keen on the editing, to be honest. In fact, I
yeah,
don't edit. I do the minimum, the
yeah,
minimum, because I like it to be authentic anyway. But yeah, slight editing. What else? The technological side of things, I'm not 100% keen on, to be honest.
yeah,
Um, yeah, I don't like doing all of that. I'm better with people,
yeah,
talking, collaborating,
and doing
working
it like,
together. Yeah. Not trying to figure out things by myself if it's to do with technology. and
Yeah,
not, yeah.
I think that's kind of what I can relate to as well. I think like I'm good at kind of technology and things like that, but I think it's that yeah, thinking about editing the audio, and I think cutting the audio, and if you need to edit bits out or cut bits out, I think that can be a bit tedious sometimes, and you have to try and find it as well sometimes, depending on how long it is. But it's kind of, I think that's kind of part of the process. You know, it's one of those kind of things sometimes you have to do sometimes. Um, I think like with
Yeah.
putting onto YouTube as well. Like for me, that's I've got a backlog of videos that I need to put onto YouTube,
Oh,
and I use my phone for it. So it's, but yeah, it's kind of swings around, doesn't it? It's like whatever you do.
yeah. I think I try to. For me, it's like I try to do one thing a day
Mm,
to do with the coaching. One thing. Some
yeah,
days I just don't feel like it. So some days I don't. It's just a post or something. But yeah, it's not every day you're going to feel motivated to do everything, is it?
yeah,
Just do what you can, but to do something, even if it's a small thing, just do
yeah.
something. Because otherwise, yeah, it does all build up, and then it feels
Mm,
more difficult to start.
yeah. That's it. And I think like you don't have to do like something every day, do you? I think like even if it's like twice a week or once a week, or even if you
Yeah,
do it every day,
yeah,
then that's
yeah,
good.
yeah,
But
yeah. As long as there's a routine, there just needs to be
yeah,
a routine. For me, there needs to be a routine.
mm. And I think like it's funny sometimes how kind of things come to you for where like you might be in the mood where you might post three or four things on that day. You might post one, and
Yeah,
it's funny how it works sometimes.
you're right. You're right. You're right. And then some days you don't want to do anything, but other days, yeah, there's just yeah, and that's true actually. When you're in the flow, that's the time to maybe you're getting ideas and things. Just go
Mm,
with it. Just go with it. Go with the
yeah,
flow. Yeah, yeah. No, you're absolutely right. But I think no, yeah, consistency. I think consistency is key, isn't it?
mm. Yeah. I think there's a lot of things. I mean, not just like content. It depends. I think if you want to do well in something, you have to kind of probably be consistent with it, in
Just keep
some way.
going. You got to keep going.
Yeah.
Got to keep going. And that's the hard. I'm sure that must be one of the hardest things to do. Is just keep
Mm.
going.
Yeah, that's it. And I think that's definitely big with, I mean, everyone's in different circumstances and everyone's
Yeah.
got in different environments. But if people, I mean,
Mm.
I know some people who are in this kind of place where they are trying to do something, they're trying to build something, but people might be not believing in them or telling them it's not going to work out. And it's like, if you've got that and you're trying to be consistent and you're trying to get somewhere, you have to kind of really kind of find people who are going to support you, haven't you?
Oh, I love that. And actually, you've got to listen to yourself and block out the others. The
Mm.
people who are not supporting you, you have to block them out. You have
Yeah.
to, because you can easily give up. Yeah, one person could just say to you, look, this is not going to work, or why are you doing that, or this is silly. And it can be so easy to listen to that because maybe you're having a bit of self-doubt yourself, and then they say that, and then it's like, okay, I'm not going to do it. I think my advice would be do not listen to other people. And
Yeah.
I've learned this so many times. And even when what I was telling you about before, what happened to me last week,
Yeah.
that's because I didn't listen to myself.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
listen to yourself.
It's all life lessons, isn't it? Sometimes, sometimes I think sometimes things happen to make us aware, and I think you have to kind of listen
Yeah.
to yourself. And we all make, I think as well we're human and we make mistakes, and I think we need to
Yeah.
kind of, do you know what I mean? Kind of accept that sometimes. And I think sometimes we always want things, excuse me, to be going a certain way, or I think people sometimes might put pressure on themselves because they want to get a certain amount of things done or have a certain amount of results.
Mm.
Do you
Yeah,
find that,
exactly.
or
Oh yeah,
found? Yeah,
100%. Yeah, the pressure. Yeah, and too much pressure. Well, for me, it's just not. Maybe a little bit is okay, but for me, pressure doesn't make me creative.
yeah,
Doesn't make me productive. It doesn't actually work for me, to be honest.
yeah. No, it's interesting, isn't it? When you think about consistency and momentum, it kind of all kind of connects, doesn't it, together to, lots of different things.
Yeah. No, yeah, you're right. You're right.
But like with like your show, like are you kind of like
Which one? Coaches co-creating.
yeah, like your live one? Like how did you kind of like create it? Did you kind of like just play around with it and kind of go as you go along, like
Well, me and my friend, the other coach,
yeah,
we just decided to do it every Monday, and that was that. We're on episode 49 now.
that's awesome.
Yeah, got episode 50 next week, so we're gonna have a
Yeah,
celebration.
that'd be awesome. That'd be
But yeah,
great.
just keep going. And she's the same. She's very consistent, actually.
Yeah, yeah,
So, like you said, having the right people around you is key. Is key because they can help you or demotivate you. You're right
yeah,
about that.
yeah. I think
Yeah.
that's definitely true. It's like with Gia and like her content, like, and she's like one of our friends and connections,
Yeah.
and I'll see your content, and then I'll see hers, and then I see other people's, and I'm like, oh well, they
Wow.
posted, so I need to.
Oh, really? So it motivates you.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, that's true. That's true. Yeah, you got to take the good things
yeah,
to help
definitely.
you. Yeah, no, it's interesting. But
Yeah,
yeah, no, you're very consistent. So good to learn from each other.
yeah, no, definitely. We've all got something to like, give and to learn from people. And I was just thinking, like, as well, like, where can people like find your content? Like social media, that kind of thing, or contact you.
Oh, just with Navvaro. With Navvaro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome. And
Yeah.
your live show, if you got it on, is it like can people
On
listen to it?
LinkedIn. It's on
LinkedIn,
LinkedIn.
yeah,
But you can
LinkedIn
see
Live.
some recordings on YouTube and everything. If you just go with navvaro.com, you
Yeah,
can see
yeah.
everything there. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Oh, it's
Yeah.
awesome. But it's been great catching up with you again, Jasmine, and
You too, Adam.
all the best and everything that you do.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
No,
much.
you're welcome. You're welcome. Take care.